Hey everyone, it's me coming to you from the exact same shirt dress, looking exactly the same, except this is a few days later. Crazy. Um, I like to wear this to bed. My nightgown. Today I went to work and I hula hooped in a park, and that was fun. I feel this like weird rift or whatever. I'm not sure if that's the right word. In my head. I don't really know why. I think I know why, which I won't detail because I don't want to. But what I think is going on, is that the right thing? Yeah. Is I think I was triggered. Like, that sounds so silly because the word triggered has become such a meme. But I think something really minor has triggered some shit to come up in my head. And it's totally throwing me for a loop because in my last video I talked about trauma. I'm going to talk about it again. You think something's gone, it has a way of hiding itself, and like in complete vision, but it's hiding. And I'm losing my hair. Great. Okay. I don't know, you probably couldn't see that, but a hair came out. It has a way of hiding itself in plain sight, and just give me one moment because I have soup on the way. Oh, I gotta go attend to my soup. I gotta go. Oh shit, I did it backwards. Really funny. I'll be back. So I'm back. I'm having canned soup for dinner because I was not home for later than I thought, and I got home and really I should be asleep like right now, but I gotta eat, and I just don't have an hour to cook rice. So canned soup it is. Um, but yeah, so I'm like struggling with dealing with some old shit, and once you open that box, right? Once you start pulling out all of this trauma stuff, you find yourself like, oh snap, there's more than I thought. Like there's more going on here than I thought. And sorry, I'm opening Windows Movie Maker because I think I want to edit this video, even though it's probably not worth editing. Whatever. Um, you're like, oh fuck, there's shit that I forgot about. And if you're like me, there's things that you genuinely completely forgot. Like I completely there are some things that they're not even in my head as like things that have happened yet. Still. despite these things happening years ago. So it's like, fuck, you, you know, um, a lot more work than I thought it would be. Maybe. I don't really know. I don't really know. And when you don't deal with things, they get worse. It's just like a physical injury. When you don't deal with a mental health issue and you know, continue your life, it's going to get worse. If you break your leg and you keep walking on it, it's going to get worse and worse and worse, just like your brain. Dr. Phil, forgive me for my sins, but I'm going to not necessarily quote Dr. Phil, but kind of quote Dr. Phil. I'm going to try to remember something he said. And Dr. Phil is evil, don't get me wrong. Well, I don't know. I have mixed opinions on Dr. Phil, as do many people, but he said something actually in one of his episodes on his show that I thought was really smart and interesting, or a good analogy rather, is he was talking about trauma, and when it doesn't get treated, it tends to get worse. But in addition to that, every little thing that reminds you of it is going to make that wound a little bit deeper until you really go back and deal with the original issue. And the analogy he made was that, say there's two people, right? And one person has got a bad sunburn on their back, but they're wearing a t-shirt, so you can't tell. And the other person has no sunburn and they're fine, their skin's perfectly fine. And say I were to walk up to these two people and pat them very hard on the back, okay? The person who's sunburnt is going to be like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? That hurt me really bad. And the person without the sunburn is going to be like, hey, that kind of hurt, but I'm fine. Like, they're not going to think twice about it. They're just going to go on. And the same can be said about trauma when you have that little thing that kind of brings it back up. You're going to get triggered, and it's going to bring back some thoughts or behaviors or, episodes of emotions that you don't want at all and you didn't necessarily see coming. And you're not really sure how to deal with, because to the rest of the world, you're overreacting. You're being crazy. If I were to pat this sunburnt person on the back and I had no clue that they had a sunburn, I would be like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Why are you freaking out? All I did was pat you on the back. And if they're not aware that they have the sunburn, if they're not aware that's why they reacted that way, it's going to be really confusing and it's going to be really difficult to work through that. And when that happens, that event in itself becomes new trauma. And the wound just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And when it goes on for years and continues to reopen, you get to a point where you're just so confused, and you get to a point where you kind of change as a person. You change the way that you behave and you change the way that you think in order to avoid that whole thing. And at that point, you're lost and you're like, well, fuck, who even am I? Like, what's going on here? And you get so confused that you don't even realize that the problem is a lot simpler than you think it is. And I think a lot of people do that, and that's kind of what I'm hitting right now, is I never quite fixed what needed to be fixed right away. So, bada bing, bada boom. That's that about that. I was late to work today. Not by much, 5 minutes. And it's my reason, though, honest to God, this is the truth. My reasoning is because I was packing my lunch for work, right? And part of my lunch was a banana. And before I put that banana in my bag, I decided to get a little silly. And this is by myself. This is very early in the morning. I'll demonstrate. Hang on. Hello? Who is this? Mr. Monkey? Mr. Monkey? Hello? Is that you? Hi. Yeah. What's up? What do you need? 10,000 bananas? For what? What did you do? You're in jail? What? You're in Cuba? Oh my God. Mr. Monkey is being illegally detained in Cuba for counterfeit precious metals. Yeah. Listen, I don't have that kind of bananas right now. I can't take out a loan. My credit sucks. Dude, you're gonna have to call someone else. I don't know. I'm the only number you have? Are you fucking kidding? It went on for a little while. I got a little too into it that time too. So, yeah. That's what's going on. I would like to start streaming on Twitch more because I really enjoy streaming and YouTube does not enjoy me. So I'm gonna go to Twitch. And I'm not really good with Twitch at all. It confuses the shit out of me. And I actually browsed Twitch the other day. I accidentally clicked on the homepage and I'm like, oh, what's up? Who's on here? And I started scrolling around and so many girls with their tits out. And don't get me wrong, no hate. Good for them. Great tits. Love the content. But I can't do that. I don't have that option. I don't have that power. So I have to rely on having fake conversations with a hypothetical monkey who's being detained in Cuba, who needs 10,000 bananas. And the best part about this fake scenario is that I have bad credit. I don't. I have fair credit. So, call me daddy. I'll leave you with that. Signing out.